Texas Democrat Joaquin Castro is a member of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and he is joining me now from his home district of San Antonio. Congressman, thanks for your time. I want to play, as we bring you on today, a short clip from the president on Monday. Take a listen.
I held off on pressuring them for a long time to give Speaker Boehner the space he needed to get his fellow Republicans on board.
Speaker Boehner said last summer, Congressman, that the House wouldn't take up the Senate bill. So did the president waste a year waiting for House Republicans to change their minds?
Well, I think there's no question that the country has waited a long time for the Republican House of Representatives to take action on immigration reform. And from their language, it seemed like they were willing to do it. And the president, like he said, gave them space and time to accomplish something, to take up a bill, and it never happened. And so, unfortunately, a lot of time has passed, but I'm glad to see that the president has finally decided to take action on his own and will be issuing further executive orders during the summer.
Obviously, we posed that question because one of the consequences of inaction by Washington, whoever Americans choose to blame, is the fact that we have seen now this new border crisis really explode, with more than 52,000 unaccompanied children being apprehended at the border this year in just the first half of the year. So is this the consequence of our waiting?
Absolutely. You know, there was news reports yesterday about an 11-year-old Guatemalan boy who died of dehydration trying to make it to the United States. This is a humanitarian crisis, and you know, the Congress has stood around for too long and done nothing to address immigration reform. If there had been a bill passed, either the Senate bill or the House bill, there would have been the resources available to deal with this situation for Border Patrol, more resources to take care of the kids the right way. You know, a few weeks ago when those pictures came out showing them laying on concrete floors, stacked up on top of one another, that was something that you'd see in a disaster area. So it is a failure by the Congress.
But, Congressman, on immigration and several other issues, Republicans say that they simply can't trust the president to enforce the law. I guess the question is, do they have a point there? In March, Politico put together a list of all the delays the administration has made in implementing the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. So isn't it then fair for Republicans to question whether the president wouldn't just do the same if they passed a comprehensive immigration law?
No, actually, because if you look at the Senate bill, for example, a lot of the things that would have happened after the president leaves office, when you have the next president in office and future Congresses in office. So I find that argument disingenuous.
The president forcefully called on parents not to send their kids, specifically Central American parents, not to send their kids on this dangerous journey across the border in the U.S. He was interviewed, the president was, just a couple days ago. Clearly, the message isn't getting through to those families where they still think it is worth that risk, considering the violence in their home countries, Guatemala, Honduras, among others. The problem clearly isn't what they're running to, but what they're running away from in their home countries. So how do we better address that?
Well, we've got to make sure that there are the resources available to work with the Central American countries. If you look at the State Department's budget between 2011 and 2014, the amount of money going to work with Central American countries and Latin American countries has gone down by about $500 million. That is a very steep drop. And because of sequester and other budget cutting, a lot of the money has been taken from Latin America and put into other places. We shouldn't be ignoring the problems of Latin America. You have, unfortunately, some of the most violent situations of any part of the world down there in Central and South America. And we've got to commit the resources to help those countries combat that.
Congressman Joaquin Castro joining us today from San Antonio, your home district. We appreciate it very much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Joining me now for our day.